Samuel finished the last bite of the sandwich and closed his eyes for a moment. For the first time in days, the painful hunger in his stomach began to fade. He looked at Matthew with tears in his eyes. "My name is Samuel," he said softly. "People walk past me every day, so pretend they don't see me. Others look at me with pity. But today, you treated me like I still mattered." Matthew smiled shyly. "My mom says everyone deserves kindness." Samuel gently reached into his old coat pocket and pulled out a small silver coin. It was scratched and worn from age. "I've carried this coin for many years," Samuel said. "It has no real value, but whenever life became difficult, it reminded me to never lose hope." He placed it into Matthew's hand. "Keep it, and remember, a kind heart is worth more than all the money in the world." Matthew looked at the coin and nodded. "I'll never forget you." By the time Matthew reached school, the lunch bell had already rung. His classmates opened lunchboxes filled with sandwiches, fruit, cookies, and juice. The smell of warm food filled the classroom. Matthew quietly drank water from the school fountain. His stomach growled loudly. A few students laughed. "Were you too poor to bring lunch again?" one boy joked. Matthew simply smiled and stayed silent. He wasn't ashamed. Deep inside, he knew someone else's hunger had mattered more than his own. Although he felt weak that afternoon, his heart felt strangely full. Later that afternoon, Matthew's teacher noticed he looked pale. She asked him to stay after class. "Matthew," she said gently, "did you eat lunch today?" He hesitated. Then he quietly told her everything. How he had met Samuel. How he had given away his only sandwich. The teacher wiped away a tear. Without saying anything else, she opened her desk drawer and handed him a warm meal she had brought for herself. "I can always make another lunch tomorrow," she smiled. But kindness deserves kindness. Matthew couldn't believe it. That simple act reminded him that compassion often inspires more compassion. The years passed. Matthew never lost the silver coin Samuel had given him. Whenever life became difficult, whenever he wanted to give up, he held the coin tightly in his hand. It reminded him that true wealth wasn't measured by money. It was measured by the lives you touched. Matthew studied harder than ever before. He earned scholarships. He graduated from college with honors. Eventually, he started a small technology company. The beginning wasn't easy. There were failures. There were sleepless nights. There were moments when it seemed impossible. But Matthew refused to quit. 15 years later, Matthew stood inside the headquarters of one of New York City's fastest-growing technology companies. He had everything most people dreamed about: a successful business, financial security, a beautiful office overlooking the city skyline. Yet every morning before work, he looked at the old silver coin resting on his desk. It reminded him of the freezing winter day when one sandwich changed everything. Instead of spending his fortune only on himself, Matthew created a foundation dedicated to feeding homeless families across the city. His mission was simple. No one should have to wonder where their next meal will come from. Thousands of lives would soon be changed because of one decision made by a hungry 12-year-old boy.